Talking about the miracle of empathy, it does create miracles when people do practice it. Mm. They learn how to relate to each other, which is a new way to communicate from their highest and best self with compassion and understanding. And when you listen from self and you let someone know that you hear them, that you understand them, big one, understand them, and empathize, it's really important. And that understanding is really important. So I have a handout that I give them, not always in the first session, but at least I let them know it's coming, where they're going to pay attention to their feelings and feel seen and validated, that they're going to feel that their partner finally understands them so that healing can begin. And often, one honest apology for actions or inactions that have caused pain can save thousands of dollars in attorney fees, minimize damage to children, and create an atmosphere for positive change. So, this is the handout that I give them. I'll just hand it to them and say, I want to offer you an opportunity to talk about something, but I want to help you do it with empathy. One of you will be A, and one of you will be B. And the person that's going to be B is going to have it harder because you're going to want to get out of self and explain why you did what you did. So here's the overview. One will request a conversation, B will listen and hear, show that they understand, show that they care, and say the words that are there. And then A will be grateful and will negotiate something different. So what you want to do with this, and I just talk them through it. I say, this is a handout and it's going to feel awkward, but just being willing, just being here and willing says a lot about your commitment to change. So A, you're going to be the one to request a conversation. And if you're going to request a conversation with your partner, you want to let them know you have something to discuss with them, but that it's a good time. Because it might not be a good time. They might be anxious or angry or tired. They're not in self. They're not going to be able to do this because B is going to have to listen from self, which is really challenging. When you're having a conversation about something, you ask if it's a good time, and B can either say yes or pick another time that is. And when you speak from self, that empathy allows you to communicate to resolve differences. It leads to reasonable compromises. It allows you to speak about feelings of fear and vulnerability, and then you can lead to more creative, self-led solutions. And whether you're together or apart, you practice communication skills to be the best parent you can be. As parties learn to speak for their parts instead of from their parts, they talk about their sadness, hurt, and fear, which is universal. No matter who's the angry party in the office, they're sad and scared too. And when you have the experience of having your partner or former partner listen, understand, and empathize, your parts calm down and healing begins. Even if they're skeptical parts, even if they're minimizing parts, you still get the felt sense of what healing is like. And again, you just ask for the conversation. B listens and hears and understands using the same words. And using I messages, I feel hurt, not you were a jerk, but I feel hurt, avoids guilt, blame, and judgment. And then I sometimes talk to my clients about the 5 steps to receive what they truly want and need, because when it's time to, well, what do I want? I'm so used to telling them what I don't want, I don't even know what to ask for. So the 5 steps to receive what you want and need that I mentioned is that you have to remember what it was. A lot of times we've been codependent for a long time, taking care of other people, or we are instead feeling very responsible for other people's needs, or we've been so angry for so long, focusing on what isn't working, that we haven't figured out what we do want. So the first step is to remember what you want and need, to start to think about the positives, setting those intentions. The second part goes to the deservability, the inner child work, the burdens. Go with the deservability. Because if you know you deserve to have your needs met, then when you ask for it in step 3, it's just a request. It's not a demand, it's not a whine, it's not a threat, it's not an ultimatum. But you're really grounded in knowing what you need, you deserve it. He or she may not give it to you, you may have other decisions to make, but then you learn how to ask. You have to be willing to receive, which many codependents have a hard time doing because we're givers, givers, givers. And then you stay grateful. And that's how you forgive yourself and your partner, you practice the miracle of empathy, and you be kind to the inner child in each of you.